Good morning, everybody, and my partner in profit. This is Thursday, December 13th. Only 12 more days, actually 11 more days of shopping, okay? But pretty awesome December. I'm having a great month so far, and want to talk about more on the topic of YouTube and how to put yourself out there, get yourself in front of people that are looking for you, and how to convey the story of my partner in profit. Okay, let me just bring up again what my partner in profit is. Okay, it's a global system, okay, that generates leads, okay, targeted leads too, by the way, not just leads. Anybody can get leads, but targeted leads that are open to hearing about ways to make money online and how to grow a business and build a real stable business. Okay, so my PIP is a global system that generates targeted leads, the right people. Okay, if you do it right. You can always target the wrong people, but we're into targeting the right people. Okay, and upfront cash flow. Okay, we generate upfront cash flow from the tools, from the ClickBank commissions, from the GetResponse commissions, from the tools, from the affiliate commissions. That's upfront cash flow. Why do you need that? Well, you need money to advertise. You need money for your auto ship. You need money for your website. You need money for your hosting. You need money to run a business. It should be pretty obvious that to run a business, you need upfront cash flow. You need cash flow. Okay? And in your primary business, the one you love, it just doesn't generate it fast enough, does it? No. And you've tried talking to people, your friends and family, we've all done it, and they're not interested. Okay? You love the product, you love the service, but they don't, not as passionately as you do. Okay? So my partner in profit is a global system that'll help anybody solve those two huge problems. They're number one and number two. Okay, number one is you don't get enough leads, enough targeted leads. That's number one. And then number two, you never have enough upfront cash flow. Okay, that's what we do here. And so it's just a good reminder. Now, somebody will say, well, is my partner in profit a business? Not really, because your business is really your primary business you're trying to build. Some of you may not have a primary business, and it's probably a network marketing business, something that has tons of leverage. That's what you want, okay? So you have to start with targeted leads. Get the right people and expose it to them. Not convince them, expose your business to them, and expose education on how they can grow their business. Teach them how to grow their business. That's what I'm doing right now, or what I will be doing in this webinar is teaching you how to get targeted leads and upfront cash flow. Upfront cash flow, I mean, if you make hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month from people that say no to your primary business, you can be in business for a long time, can't you? Absolutely. You get hundreds of leads that really don't like your business, but you make money from them. You're like, I could really care less. I've gotten to that point where it used to be like, man, they didn't like my business? What's wrong with them? You know? But now I'm like, gosh, I make money from everybody, nearly. And I'm like, hey, you're interested in my business? Great. If not, hey, still a happy day. I'm making money. In fact, a lot of people in this web room are sponsored by me. And not many of them are in my primary business. Isn't that a happy day? I think it is. Okay? So that's what my partner in profit is. There are three versions of it. And I like one in particular called the Classic. But there's also an easier one, maybe. Simpler. Not that it's hard or anything like that, but the Express. A little bit easier. Still global, still really powerful. called the Express. And then the latest one is called the Challenge. So there's 3 flavors. You get to pick and choose or use all 3. I happen to do, I've marketed all 3, and my favorite right now is the Classic. It's rock solid. It hasn't changed. It's been working since August of 2011. It's not going to change. So it's really solid, and it has the most training. It's a classic. It's just really solid, and I love it. It's just really cool. So with that, I'm going to teach you how to generate targeted leads today using one of my favorite mediums, YouTube. Okay, it's awesome. I will point out that in the Classic, and I'll point this out, there is a specific YouTube training. It's called YouTube SEO. It's only available for Pro members. Okay, so the Pro members get everything. Okay, can't even type. All right, that Pro membership is $49.99. Probably the best investment I've ever done. And yes, you can use my PIP, all of them, for free. But just want to highlight that the Pro members in the Classic get the best training of all. And what I'm going to teach today is on YouTube. But what you need is that Pro training to get a little bit more help to get your YouTube videos on the first page of Google. And I don't know, I've got 10, 20, 30 videos that are the first page of Google. Okay, for free. It's pretty awesome stuff. So I'm going to talk about ways to use YouTube today in this webinar so that you can generate targeted leads, okay, and upfront cash flow. All right, so let's go to real quick. I have a little presentation, and this is a screenshot of my latest leads in the MyPip Classic. I've blurred out the names and the usernames, but it's a real screenshot. And as you see, there's a tag or a tracker called WMVFF.com. That's my code for watchmyvideoforfree.com. So as I scroll through these, you'll see I get a lot of these WMVFF.coms. In fact, they're mostly the majority of where I get my leads from YouTube. It's free. These are free leads. And yes, some of them are still remain free, but you'll see one at the top there. It's a basic, okay? And they're probably going to go to Pro because I've already spoken to them, and they're really interested in going to the next level, learning about YouTube and the strategy because they came in through YouTube. Just makes sense, okay? So YouTube is fabulous. It works extremely well. And I'm going to show you some tools that will help you with that. Okay, so let me hide that. And let's hide this. Let's go back to Firefox. And what I have is a website that I found out about, I don't know, about a week ago, doing a search for presentation software that emulated the Keynote program that a Macintosh has. I have Keynote, and it does a fabulous job, but I wanted to see if there was something that a PC user could use. Well, I found it. It's called SlideRocket, and it's absolutely free. Now, there are pro upgrades and this and that, but I don't even think you need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and log in and show you a little bit about SlideRocket. Okay, so give it a second. Here's the login. Now, I use RoboForm, and this is big. Okay, RoboForm will remember my username and my password. Almost every day in my web room, I see someone struggling with their username and password. Literally every day. RoboForm can help solve that problem, and it'll actually fill and submit your password for you. Okay, so boom, it just puts it in there for me, and I'm logged in. Now my browser is also asking me if I want to remember that. Now that's good, but if you're on a different browser, you know, RoboForm will help you with logging in on any browser. So that's really cool. you'll see that it's loading. Okay, and I've got a couple presentations. What I'm doing is showing you what my success has been, is kind of sharing my story. And so I do that with Keynote, which is kind of like PowerPoint on a Mac. But you can use PowerPoint too. You can also use Google Drive. The challenge, though, is they're kind of boring in the transitions. Okay, on a Mac, you have some really cool, elegant transitions. It just makes it nicer. You don't have to do this, but it just makes it nicer. So I have two presentations, just something that I threw together because I normally use Keynote. I already have it, and I'll show you one of mine. But you can create these for free, and they look really fantastic. So let's go ahead and look at this one that I created. It's only got 4 slides. Okay, and it kind of gives you the overall thing. It's a public presentation, but I'm not doing it for that. And then what I can go to is either preview and watch it or edit. And I'm going to talk about editing it. And I picked kind of a template, and there's lots of templates. And then basically I put in some text, and you can move this around. Okay, so it's very easy to edit and move around. So I'll just put it back there. Now notice also these green lines help center your text and elements. So if you just use those green lines, you can really center things quickly. That's kind of nice. Okay, and as you can see in this second slide, I've added an image. Okay, now this topic could be a keyword phrase that you're working on. So I try to create my presentations on a keyword, or sharing my story about how to solve your problem, show you how I can solve your problem of generating leads and cash flow. So I just came up with how to make $1,000 a month fast. Okay, so you can edit that. You can move things around very easily. If you need more text, you can do that. I have found that the images are powerful, and the more powerful images you have, the better. Less text is better. So let your images do the work for you. And when I talk, I'll say, well, are you searching for a way to make $1,000 a month fast? Obviously, this image is it's a really nice way of sharing that concept of, are you searching for something? Okay, and let's go to this one where I've added a little sidebar of text. Okay, over here, and again, there's the centering line, so I can know when it's centered. Okay, and dropped in an image. I'll show you how to do that. And then just have a really nice presentation. Now, when I select all of these and I hold the Shift key and I get all of these selected, then you can choose the transition. On the right hand side here, there's a little palette where your transition is, and I picked a doorway, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of really cool ones. You just kind of got to see. Let's try revolve. And that's kind of cool. And now what we'll do is slow it down, and it'll show a brief little preview of it. It's kind of hard to see. It's probably best to show it in preview mode. But this is probably the reason why you want to use SlideRocket, is because of the transitions. They're really quite elegant. Plus, this is free. Okay. You can also choose whether you want to advance to the next slide on click, which is probably what you want, okay, because you'll be using your headset or talking through your computer's microphone to add audio to this presentation. Okay, let's add one more slide. Okay, so you see the effect of, or how to do that. And let's go down here, and there's a new slide. So you click on that, and it gives you just the basic information. And if you're doing the same, you want to put the same thing, you probably just copy that, go to your next slide and paste that in. Now if it's a little scrunched up, just stretch it over till it fits. You can bring it back a little bit if you want. If you don't need something else, you can just move it and maybe delete it so it's gone. So now let's go ahead and add another image. And I can't recall, let's see here. Actually, right here, there's a little icon that's insert a picture. And let's go, and what it does is remember all the slides images you've already uploaded. So that's really cool. If you happen to use another image again, you can just choose it right here. But what we'll do is go to import media and import one more image. And I have a folder of great images. And let's say I want maybe a closing photo. Yeah, that's kind of fun. And just, talking about the future and just being satisfied to do whatever you want. Maybe this little picture of a daisy, or I don't know, I got some other things here. I got a lot of images basically that I've downloaded for free from my stock photo. Yeah, there's that. Well, let's see, what do we want? Let's just bring this one up here. Okay, so we'll open that up. It's uploading to my account. It'll be up here stored for as long as I keep this account going, which is free. So once it's loaded, I'll just click it and add it. Okay, and again, it'll stay in my account. There it is. It went right into my slide. Okay, now I can resize it. Now I would choose like the corners so it stays in proportion. Okay, and then you can move your image around. Okay, and then you could say something like, the growth of your future is depending on the system you're using. See how that could work? Okay, I realize that's kind of silly, but that could work. And you could even add another little image and helping them and reminding them that ultimately it's helping them attract people to themselves that will get them to where they want to be in life, right? It's attracting people, and that's a really good image to do that. Okay, so I just showed you basically how to add some images. It takes a little bit of trial and error to figure this out. It's not that hard. Basically, you have your little icons over here. Okay, there's a lot more you can do, a table and a chart and all sorts of stuff. A shape. Okay, you could do insert video, but I don't recommend that because you're going to create a video. Okay, then everything's ready, and now let's go ahead into preview mode. Okay, now this is a good way to do it, and what you can do is use your arrow key down here. But see how that yellow little, it says next slide, that pops in and it crops into your slide. So what I like to do is actually close the preview, because when I use a program called Snagit. With Snagit, you can define the area that you want to record. So it would be like that, right? Now if I come down here and that little yellow thing goes in the way, it's going to, in the recording area, it would look silly. Okay? So I don't do it that way. I like a different way, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to exit out of this preview mode. Okay, and then we'll just go into, where is the not the preview, but I want to actually play it. Give me a second. Probably the menu. Okay, there it is. View, that makes sense. View, play from start. So it looks pretty good. And this is the same as preview, but go to the toggle full screen. And that should be better. Okay. Now I get this little, this is the go to meeting palette. This shouldn't be here. There was another way I did that though, and I can't remember. But I got the capture of Snagit full screen. I'm sorry that I'm a little confused here because I did it one way and it just worked beautiful. Let's try it one more time. No, that's good. If I go from here, I think this is how I did it actually. Let's and what I did is my arrow key over. Yeah, that works good. So that's how I did it. In the webinar room, you're not going to see these transitions as well as I do, but in the recording, you're going to see the really nice transitions. Okay, and that last one is just a different transition there. But so what I would do, again, let's close the preview and start with slide number 1. We're going to go to the view menu and play from the start, and it's going to play in this window. Okay, so you get it ready. Now you bring over Snagit, and you can define the area you want to capture, just this area, and you use the crosshairs to get it exactly where you want it. See how it's that teal background and the black? I got it perfect. Okay, and then I click with my mouse, hold down, and begin drawing a area that it's going to record, and then I just come down right to that area, right? I'm being awful precise right there. Okay, so again, I got the teal background you can see, and then the black background on the right. I'm right on that line, so I can release right there. Okay, so now it's ready. Now, using Snagit, you're going to check that your microphone is set up. So those of you that are worried about showing your webcam, having you on that, don't worry about this. This is talking about a presentation. And you're going to use either a built-in microphone or maybe you have a headset. So you can pick and choose. But whatever you choose, you want to make sure that you see movement in the audio so it's recording your audio, your voice. Okay? You can also see the dimensions of your capture. This is going to start the recording, obviously the big red record button. This will stop it. This will undo it if you need to redo it, and this will cancel the recording. Okay? So what I'm going to do is just do about a 10-second record because we only have 5 slides. Okay, so I get it ready, and everything's ready. It's got the area I'm recording. I don't want this area up here because that's not important. And if you need to, you can redraw your lines. If you made a mistake, you can go right back up and precisely align right on that horizontal line, the teal background and the gray menu. So boom, you get it right exactly every time. So that's how you set this up, and this is a record really well. You got your audio on, it's ready to record, so you click. Now I keep my mouse out of here, so when I hit record, I just put my mouse up out of the way. Keep it up out of the way. You don't want it maybe in here, unless you want to point out something. You could. You say, hey, this is Chase Swift. You could have your mouse over that, but I don't think I want to do that. So after I hit record, I get my mouse out of the way. And then I just use my arrow key on my keyboard to go to the next slide. So I'm going to do a quick demo. I'm doing a demo of a demo. And I'll hit record. It'll give me about a couple seconds, and then I'll be recording. And this is using Snagit, which is free for 30 days. So you can make a heck of a lot of videos for free for 30 days. Then afterwards, it's available for, you have to purchase it for $49.95. Pretty darn good deal, actually. So I'm going to hit record, keep my mouse out of the way, and then wait till it starts, and then use my arrow keys on my mouse and talk into the presentation, and it'll record my voice and the area in this orange box. Okay, so here we go. So this is how I would do this video. I would introduce myself and say, this is Chase Swift. And then in this video, I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 a month fast. And I just hit my arrow key over, and it's not working. So I'll move over here. Okay, so I might say, are you looking or have you been looking for a way to make $1,000 a month fast? Okay, now the arrow key is working. It didn't work the first time. Obviously, you can always redo your video. But in this slide, I would say once you master the skill of getting leads, automated leads, and upfront cash flow on autopilot, you can master the ability to create income of $1,000 a month, and it can be done very fast. Okay, nice transitions, isn't that nice? So, ultimately, the goal is connecting with me so I can show you in my web room and or on Skype. You can go to my video to sign up and go to watchmyvideoforfree.com. I'm just doing a real quick video here. So, and then just close by, I hope that you are growing and maturing into an online marketer that knows how to attract other people to you like I'm attracting you. Okay? So then I move my mouse around and I can click right here on the X to stop the recording. Obviously the recording is recording my voice. So this is not a good recording, but it does demonstrate how this works. So I click stop, and Snagit has recorded that video. And you'll notice as we play through this, let's just go to the first transition, that it recorded my voice and it just recorded that area inside the orange box. I'll click play here. So I'll move over here. Okay, so I might say, are you looking or have you been looking for a way to make $1,000 a month fast? Okay, and then it's going into the next transition. Okay, isn't that great? So it's the transitions that are really nice about SlideRocket. And combined with Snagit, you can make these videos for free for 30 days and get really good and make 200 videos in a month if you're really focused and determined. Okay? Then once you have your video the way you want it, and if you don't like it, you can always close the recording right here with the X, and it'll just delete it, and you can start over, which is fine. But once you have it onto the way you like it, you would just click this YouTube button and set up your account so it goes to YouTube, and that's it. So it's really powerful how to create these beautiful presentations, beautiful slides, and really nice transitions for free. Okay? You got to work on your story. You got to work on the essence of my partner in profit, which is, talk about that. It's a global system that generates targeted leads and upfront cash flow. That's very attractable to other people. So that's what you want to talk about. Okay? And once you have your video up, you upload it right to YouTube, and you just do that process over and over and over again. You can come back and edit your presentation, but for the most part, you can have it pretty similar, that you just do the same presentation over and over using different keyword phrases. Okay? So this is just a sample, but you're going to figure out for you what your story. You're going to share a little bit about your lack of success or how you struggled, and then how you found this system. You don't need to call it the My Partner Profit system. You could just say a very powerful online marketing system that generates upfront cash flow and automated leads and all that. Okay, and then do your presentation. Okay, you can set up your transitions, all that good stuff. Okay. And again, it's the transitions with SlideRocket that are so nice. You can do a lot of other things in Google Drive and stuff like that. It just doesn't have the nice transitions. Okay? So what I'll do is go back to the slide editor, or I should say Snagit editor. I'm going to go ahead and throw this, not throw it up, but upload it right to YouTube. So it's going right to YouTube. I will have to add the title and the keywords and the description, and as you can see, it's just there. It's going to YouTube right now. So I've already set up my account. It already knows it's going to YouTube right now. I will have the link to that YouTube video if you want in this YouTube recording, this webinar recording, so you can see it, okay? And you'll see that this does work, okay? So that was, or that is, SlideRocket. And you'll notice that all your changes are saved automatically, so you really can't screw up, okay? And once you just go back, let's see, how do you get back? Well, you can go back, slide library. Let's go to return to library. There it is. Okay, and then you can have multiple presentations for My Partner Profit. Obviously, you can even have generic presentations for your primary business. Okay, so keep it generic and lead them to a capture page, and that would work. And I've just done a couple examples of slide presentations. Okay, I really do use Keynote for my presentations. I'm just going to open up one real quick as I promised. I'll just close that one, and I'm going to just go real quick. By the way, the YouTube video is uploaded. Okay, now this is the type of presentation I do. I'll just go out real quick. I introduce myself. Let's put it in the window here. I introduce myself and talk about how I struggled online. That really nothing I did, talking to people did much good. And it was frustrating, of course. And then I, in a generic way, talk about how I met Paul. Okay. And these are the three keys that I like to focus in: attracting people, making money up front from the people who say no, getting paid to show people my business, okay, and how this goes through. And people call me. I never have to sell anything or pitch anything because the system does it automatically. The images I get from GetResponse or iStockPhoto, so really, really powerful images help. And that I just learned some basic computer skills, okay? And that helping others helps you make more income. This is the presentation I go through, okay? And then once you begin generating one income stream through ClickBank, GetResponse, you can let the system expose your prospects to more, okay? Then I just lead them to my website, watchmyvideoforfree.com, okay? And I just remind them in my last slide to, again, go watch my video, watchmyvideoforfree.com, takes them to the My Partner in Profit Classic splash page, okay? So that's what I do. It's not hard to do this, okay? That's kind of one of my presentations, and you can do some other variations of that. So that is SlideRocket. Now, this video is already uploaded. I'm going to go into YouTube and show you that. Okay. Now I'm in the wrong account. Let me sign out here. And I'll sign in with the correct account that I use for my YouTubes. And see, I'm going to go to my video manager, which lists all my videos. There it is right there. Okay, so just did this video, and it's a short little video. It just put in the date and time as the title. Obviously, you need to title it correctly with your keyword phrase. You need to add the description. Okay, very powerful. And add the tags. I'm just going to leave these as is because they're just a test. Okay, but let me just click play here. Should start momentarily. And it always is slower than I would like. So, but it does work. You can pretty well see that December 13th at 8:48 p.m. or a.m. Okay, that's the file name. That's all that good stuff. And it's just taking forever to load. It's there, trust me. Okay, and it shows you the thumbnails that were generated from that video. Okay, so that is how to get videos onto YouTube. Okay, how to attract people, how to generate targeted leads, because people do searches for the keywords that I target. Okay, go back to the video manager. That's not playing very well. But that is pretty much what I wanted to share about SlideRocket. So go to SlideRocket.com. And let's see here. I guess I'll just log out here. Just go to SlideRocket.com. I probably should put in the link into the Facebook group. I'll do that. Okay, so let's go to webinar topic. We'll say Ask the Pros. So SlideRocket. And I'll put in the web address, SlideRocket.com. So let's put December 12th, 2000, or the 13th actually, isn't it? Okay, so there we go. Now you have a link you can all visit in the Facebook group. Okay, and let me put up the video that I did as a test. That way you can see that. Okay, I'm going to go to the share link right here. Or try to go to the share link. Actually, there's one right here. Things are just really slow right now. And I'll just say, here's the demo video I did. Okay. Okay, so we took a fair amount of time in going through SlideRocket. I was going to talk briefly about Google Hangouts, and I probably need to go into a more involved webinar on that. And I'm just starting to get to use Google Hangout a lot more. I'm going to log out here, and just know that I'll do a Google Hangout webinar in the very near future. Let's just try real quick. Trying to remember, I think I know which YouTube account I did it with. I have a few. Let's go into the MyPip training account. And things are a little slow. Things are really slow. Gosh darn it. Okay, sign in. Finally. So what is key about Google Hangouts is, number one, it's free, and it's part of the Google Plus. So I'm kind of lost here, but when you're logged into your Google account, you'll see your name in the top left of this menu bar, and you have your Gmail and all that. On the far left is your Google Plus account, and if you have a Gmail account, you have Google Plus. When you go to that, okay, I haven't set this up. I will just continue. Skip for now. So Google Plus is very much like Facebook. It's Google's version. Okay, so here's a hangout that I actually did, and I did it by myself. Now you can obviously the purpose of a hangout is to hang out with other people, and have their webcams on is ideal, but you can have static images. In other words, you upload a picture like this one would just be my partner profit image, right? So you could do that. Okay, it's not a bad image too, by the way. And you just start a hangout, and we'll go more into this down the road. But I think for having people on your team talk about testimonials, how using my partner profit has worked for them, or encouraging them or giving them ideas of what you did, that's the key of what a hangout is. You get a way to interview someone or talk about what's working for them today, how they got started, how YouTube works, how PPC works. You can have a hangout here. So you just really start a hangout, okay? And you'll get access to email people that you want to invite to your hangout. And it loads up as it's doing right now. Okay, so this is a hangout. And I'll just click allow. Okay, in the lower part it has my webcam on. You can turn that off right there. Okay, and then your static image will show. But I think it's really powerful if you have your webcam on. So we'll turn that back on. You can also mute yourself if you're just listening. You can mute yourself, and you're still hearing me because this is not a Google Hangout. This is the My Pip Pro Ask the Pros webinar. So you can mute yourself if you have background noise or something like that. I'll unmute it right there, and you can see that Google is picking up my microphone automatically. Okay, it's really awesome. And then what you do here is you can invite people, and you can either put in their email address, okay, or if they're in your circle, or just add names like they might be on Google Plus or something like that. This next window is the name of this hangout. So you could say my partner in profit, or keep it generic, lead, automated leads and cash flow, and upfront cash flow system. Okay, now this becomes the name of your YouTube video, of the YouTube Hangout. Okay, this next box you want to check. And what this does is, if you hover over that or click this question mark, it'll broadcast your Hangout live. Okay, so on your Google Plus page, people can go there and watch this, but then more importantly probably is they will be recorded as YouTube videos. Okay, so I would check this box. Okay, so it's just telling me that on my Google Plus stream, this is amazing, I don't know how it works, but it does, they will stream this talk, what I'm doing right now, and it'll put it on my YouTube channel saved as a YouTube video, and you could go for 20-30 minutes pretty easily. Okay, so I'll just click OK. Got it. Now I don't know about Hangout options. Okay, so you could, this is important, you could restrict minors from joining this, and you can let people know your primary English language. Okay, but you can do lots of different languages. Okay, and then just click save. So that looks pretty good. And then really you're just going to hang out. So if I click this right now, and I will, this is my Google Hangout. It's a little blurry there, but it's probably meant to be a quicker display rather than high quality. Okay, so I'm in my own Google Hangout, Actually, right now I'm just getting the pre-mode. When I click up here, okay, right there, to start the broadcast, it would start the broadcast. It would start the recording. So you can get in the web room, or web room. It actually is a web room in a way. You can get people going. You can talk to them, get prepared, okay? And then start your broadcast when you're all ready. Now there's one more thing. You can share your screen, by the way. You can also share Google Documents and presentations and anything that Google has done, YouTube's. It's really awesome, okay? We won't go into that right now. But the other thing I wanted to show was Google Effects. So you just click on this. It'll load. It takes a little while. And this is pretty cool. You got sound effects and visual effects. Okay, we'll see this in just a second. Okay, so the effects are on the right hand side here, and this will record this as I click. It'll also record it in the Google Hangout when you're recording it, but here's the applause. Okay, now you're not hearing that in the web room, but you will hear it on the recording. If you're introducing someone, you could have the little snare drum introduction. And this trombone is kind of fun. It's kind of a sad trombone. And if you want a little laughter, okay, there you go. And this is kind of fun too, a little drama. Okay, even got the cash register cha-ching. Okay, kind of cool. And then this is kind of fun. You can put on these little headwear, and I've just clicked on the little beagle face. Let's try that one more time. Sometimes it's a little slow. Probably got a lot going on here in the, okay, there it is. Okay, so, and it'll follow you around. It's a little slow right now. There it goes. But it'll follow me around, and it's kind of fun. I don't know, you could have a little fun with that. You can also try the kitty face, or the cat face. And my computer's dragging a little bit, so takes a little time for this to get going, but it's kind of fun. You know, you can have some fun with this. I don't think that's going to come on. Let's try that. Anyway, there it goes. So, and it kind of follows you around. It's kind of fun. Now, you might think that's a little silly, but, you know, if you want to wear a hat, there's your little hat. Okay. Comes out pretty good in the recording too, by the way. So there's that, and there's probably some other things. You could wear glasses if you want. Okay. Have some fun with it. Or, you know, if you're going diving or something like that, you could put on your scuba mask. Okay. So you can have fun, and that might take the pressure off of you being a professional actor or whatever. Have some fun with this. Okay. So then the last thing is start your broadcast. Now, why don't I just do a 10-second broadcast, something really short, okay? Just so you see the hang of it and you can see the result of my Google Hangout. I'm the only one here, and we'll just go ahead and click and start broadcast. It'll give me about a 10-second countdown before starting. Here it goes. Okay, now this will be publicly broadcast and then saved on YouTube. Okay. Okay, and you get a little countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is Chase Swift, and we're just doing a fun little Google Hangout here, and I got my little goggles and mask on, and showing people how to set up a Google Hangout And the topic was automated leads and upfront cash flow. And that's really what we talk about and what I talk about in helping in your business. Okay? So I know it's a little silly, but we like to have a little fun and make business fun. And hopefully this will inspire you to take your business to the next level. Maybe try a Google Hangout and have a little fun. This is Chase Swift. I hope you enjoyed this little Google Hangout. Take care. Okay, so now I ended that. Okay, the broadcast has been successfully terminated, and it'll go online when I exit the Google Plus, because I'm really still broadcasting to my Google Plus page. So when you exit, it will send it to YouTube. Okay, and it'll be up very shortly. So I'll go ahead and click exit. Okay, a recording of this broadcast will now be uploaded to your YouTube channel. Will automatically replace the live video players that were shared. Please allow a few minutes for the upload and processing to complete. You will be able to view the recording in your YouTube video manager. Just click close. Okay, that was it. Okay, so let's go over to YouTube and let's go to my video manager. And there it is. Okay, so let's look at that. It's 54 seconds. Okay, a little silly, I realize. Let's get the share link. And I'll put that in the Facebook too. Google Plus Hangout test. So now you get access to that video as well. Right in this webinar post. Okay, there I am in my little goggles and mask. Okay, pretty fun. Okay, so that's a little bit of Google Plus. I would encourage you that I want to meet with more of my team, some of my leaders, do some recorded testimonial, like, you know, what did they experience? How has it helped them? My partner in profit, you know, are they getting automated leads and cash flow? I want to do these and then put these in your autoresponder and send this out to your list. You'll get a higher percentage, I would imagine, of people upgrading and things like that. Okay, so very, very powerful, and it's free. Okay, so there it is, and let's go ahead and log out of that. So we were successful in showing you, or at least I was, hopefully, in showing you about SlideRocket and Google Plus. Okay, it's letting me know that my session was closed. Okay. Here it is, Google Hangouts. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so close that down. Let's close down YouTube. And I think we've reached the conclusion of today's webinar. Hopefully you'll find this helpful. I will upload this into my YouTube account and have this available later today, maybe tomorrow at the latest. And thanks for being here. And we'll take some last minute questions. But I appreciate you being here, and good luck and best wishes for the holidays and generating upfront leads, upfront cash flow, and automated leads to your business.